story that has become a global holiday tradition, a film that has defined family for decades. Home Alone didn't just introduce Macaulay Culkin, it gave audiences a family that felt real and familiar. But as we step into March 2026, that familiar story feels noticeably quieter. This year brings both major milestones and a loss that has deeply impacted fans around the world, shifting the way many people look back at the cast behind it. We must begin by acknowledging the woman who gave the film its emotional core. On January 30th, 2026, Catherine O'Hara passed away at the age of 71. For weeks, details surrounding her passing remained private, described only as a brief illness, which left many fans uncertain about what had truly happened. Later, official records from Los Angeles County confirmed that she passed due to a pulmonary embolism, with rectal cancer listed as the underlying cause. It was then revealed that she had been privately battling cancer for some time, choosing to keep her condition out of the public eye while continuing to work and maintain her presence in the industry. Even in the final months of her life, Catherine remained active, which is part of what makes her passing feel even more significant. In early 2026, she earned an Emmy nomination for her role in The Studio, showing that her relevance and impact had never faded. Her passing prompted a global response, particularly among her Home Alone co-stars and longtime colleagues. Macaulay Culkin, who reunited with her during his Walk of Fame ceremony just over 2 years ago, shared a personal tribute that reflected more than professional respect. He described her as someone who helped guide him through the pressures of early fame, offering stability during a time when everything else felt overwhelming. From her role as Kate McAllister to her later success in Schitt's Creek, Catherine maintained a rare consistency in her career, remaining both respected and relatable. She was cremated, with her remains returned to her husband Bo Welch, leaving behind a legacy that continues to resonate across generations. For Macaulay Culkin, the beginning of 2026 has been shaped by both professional stability and personal reflection. After receiving his Hollywood star in late 2023, a moment Catherine was there to witness, he has moved into a more balanced and controlled phase of life. In contrast to the years when he was constantly in the spotlight, he is no longer seen as the reclusive figure that once defined public perception. Instead, he has gradually built a steady presence through podcasting, voice work, and his satirical brand Bunny Ears, all while maintaining a level of distance from traditional Hollywood pressures. Now, a father of two, Macaulay has chosen to prioritize a quieter life in Los Angeles with Brenda Song. This shift doesn't feel sudden, but rather like the result of years of adjustment. Those close to him note that Catherine's passing has had a strong emotional impact, bringing him back to the early years of his career and reminding him of how she treated him with kindness during one of the most intense periods of his life. In many ways, his current situation represents something uncommon in the industry, a long-term transition from child stardom into a more stable and grounded adulthood. At the same time, the Culkin name continues to remain relevant through a very different path. Kieran Culkin, who appeared in Home Alone in a smaller role, has built a career that now stands entirely on its own. In 2026, he is no longer viewed in relation to his brother, but as a leading actor with a distinct presence. Following major award wins for his role in Succession, including the Emmy, Golden Globe, and SAG Awards, his position in the industry has strengthened significantly. He has entered 2026 as a key figure in modern television and film, currently working on a new project for a major streaming platform. His career is often described as a model of long-term development, built through consistent performances rather than immediate recognition. This difference in trajectory is frequently noted, especially when compared to the early fame of Macaulay, where one experienced instant global attention, the other developed gradually, allowing for a more controlled and sustainable career. As a result, Kieran is now recognized for his own work, with his success reflecting both talent and timing. Looking at the actors who played the Wet Bandits, their paths in 2026 reflect a clear contrast in how life after Home Alone can unfold. Joe Pesci, now in his early 80s, has stepped further into retirement. He remains largely out of the public eye, appearing only occasionally at private events or select public gatherings. His absence from regular acting doesn't diminish his presence. Instead, it reinforces his status. His career is already defined, and his current lifestyle reflects a deliberate step away from the demands of the industry. Daniel Stern, however, has remained connected to audiences in a different way. In early 2026, he has been actively involved in tributes to Catherine O'Hara, sharing personal memories from their time working together on set. These reflections have added a more personal dimension to how fans remember the film. Outside of acting, he has gained recognition as a professional sculptor, with recent gallery exhibitions receiving strong attention. His transition into this field highlights a different type of creative evolution, showing that his work has expanded beyond performance into something more permanent and visual. The situation surrounding Devon Rattray presents a more complex and less stable update. Known for playing Buzz, his recent years have been marked by legal and personal challenges that have significantly affected his career.
Don't you know how to
Although
knock
he briefly
phlegm wad?
returned to the franchise
Can
in
I sleep in your room?
2021,
I don't want to
his
sleep on the
current
hide bed
position in
before. If you have
2026
something to
is
drink,
defined
go
by
back to bed.
distance from the industry.
I wouldn't let you
His
sleep in my
situation
room.
reflects a different reality, one where early success does not always lead to long-term stability, and where personal circumstances can change the direction of a career entirely. Meanwhile, other actors who played the McAllister siblings have largely stepped away from acting and public attention. Angela Goethals and Hilary Wolf, for example, have moved into different fields, with Hilary notably becoming a two-time Olympic judo athlete. In 2026, they live relatively private lives, building careers outside of entertainment while still maintaining a shared connection through the film. Occasionally, they reconnect through private gatherings, keeping that bond intact even years after their time on screen. There are also those whose presence is now remembered rather than seen. John Hurd, who played Peter McAllister, passed away in 2017, while Roberts Blossom, known for his role as Old Man Marley, passed away in 2011. Their performances continue to be part of what gives the film its lasting emotional depth. Even today, their roles are often referenced when discussing why Home Alone continues to resonate with audiences across generations. Looking at the Home Alone cast in 2026, the overall picture reflects a range of outcomes: success, transition, and loss, all connected to the same starting point. The Culkin brothers represent two different paths within the industry, while others have chosen quieter lives or moved into entirely new fields. At the same time, the passing of Catherine O'Hara has shifted the focus back to the emotional core of the film and the impact she had on both her co-stars and the audience. Even as time changes the people behind the story, the film itself remains unchanged in how it connects with viewers. It continues to be revisited each year, maintaining its place as a cultural reference point that feels just as relevant as it did decades ago. That consistency is what keeps the story alive, not just as a film, but as part of a shared experience across generations. It is difficult to imagine Home Alone without Catherine O'Hara, whose presence shaped so much of what made the film resonate in the first place. Her passing serves as a reminder of how lasting that impact can be even years later. Which of her roles stands out the most to you? Kate McAllister or Moira Rose? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more updates and deep dives like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.